I never imagined I'd see the secretary break down like that. Soft, shaky sobs bouncing off the glass walls of my husband's office. I was on my knees, scrubbing the scuff marks from his spotless floor, when she leaned in close. Her mascara was smudged like a warning sign. Hide under the desk. He's about to have a private meeting. You need to hear what's really going on. Her whisper tasted of fear. Mine tasted of restraint. I slid beneath his desk just as the door clicked shut. The carpet was still soaked in his expensive cologne, a scent I once linked with affection. Now it only reminded me of being pushed out, because 3 months earlier, he'd tossed me out of our home like clutter he no longer wanted. I still remember the night he ended our marriage. No build-up, no explanation, just a stiff jaw and the empty voice of a man who'd already moved on. You're unstable, Mara. The kids need consistency. Stay with your sister until we sort things out. He didn't even look at me while he packed my clothes. He didn't flinch when I begged him to think of the children. He was already gone. I wasn't. When I met Daniel, he'd been hungry for success, ambitious, grateful, impressed by even the smallest kindness. Back then, he admired my resilience. I admired his determination. We climbed together, marriage, business, kids. I believed in him so fiercely that I paused my own career and poured everything into his. And now here I was, cleaning his office just to buy groceries. The same office I helped him dream into existence. The irony wasn't lost on me. Before he threw me out, the signs had been creeping in. Late-night meetings, sudden trips, new suits, a cologne he hadn't worn once in our 12 years together. But it was one tiny detail that finally shattered everything. His wedding ring. He had never taken it off, not even in the shower. Suddenly it was gone. Allergies, he said. He forgot I was the one who bought it. Hypoallergenic titanium. Then came the message I wasn't meant to see. A preview on his lock phone. I can't wait until she's gone. Then we can finally be free. No name, just a heart emoji. My own heart was ripped out by someone else's fingers. I didn't confront him. I didn't break down. I started planning. Daniel thought he was being clever, moving money, altering accounts, redrafting shares. He assumed I was too devastated to notice. But grief makes you quiet, and quiet makes you sharp. I had learned how to live in silence. So I began gathering pieces, documents he tossed, emails he printed then forgot, schedules, receipts, voice memos he carelessly recorded. Piece by piece, the truth formed. He didn't want to divorce me. He wanted to erase me and replace me with someone already inside his building. When child support payments suddenly stopped, I took a cleaning job at his company. He thought it would humiliate me. He didn't know it was strategy. People don't see cleaners. They talk freely around them. They forget they exist. I used that invisibility like armor. I watched, listened, connected dots. And eventually, the secretary, Lena, cracked. She figured things out too late and realized she was just another piece in his climb to power. He's meeting someone today, she whispered through tears. Someone dangerous, someone who believes he owns his company now. I didn't fully understand until I heard the man's voice minutes later. Cold, unfamiliar. My wife is gone, Daniel said, pouring himself a drink. My kids are manageable. Once the board approves the restructuring, you'll step in as CEO. Consider repayment. Repayment. That word stung. Then the silent investor laughed, calling Daniel nothing more than a temporary tool. So the man who replaced me had been replaced himself. Delicious. I recorded everything from beneath the desk. When the meeting finally ended, I stepped out slowly, holding my phone. Daniel froze. Mara, what are you doing here? I wanted to say cleaning. I could have said surviving. Instead, I pressed play. His own voice filled the room. He lunged the phone, but I moved back. You replaced me, I said quietly. But you forgot who built the ground you're standing on. His face drained. I forwarded the recording to the board, the investor, his attorney, and most satisfyingly, his mother. By the time security escorted him out, the entire building watched. He looked at me one last time, small, stunned. Mara, please. Too late. He kicked me out of his house. I removed him from his kingdom. And now I sit in his former office, my office, because the board offered me his position after hearing the truth, not out of sympathy, but respect. The secretary doesn't cry anymore. My children finally sleep peacefully. And Daniel now understands the truth. The woman he discarded wasn't fragile. She was calculating. I didn't just survive him. I replaced him. And I did it silently, the same way he tried to erase me. But I don't erase.